Yeah, hello everyone. This is our greenhouse, and we are just doing a bit of solar heating here to keep it warm during the winter. This part is our climate battery, and basically we're taking the hot air from the top of the greenhouse and we're coming with a fan about here, coming through this distribution box here and into 4 runs of big O pipe, which is about a foot underground, about 6 inches here, but a foot to 18 inches underneath the beds everywhere. And we find there's an amazing temperature difference. We're at maybe 40 degrees up at the roof, and down here at the discharge, we could see it's coming in at around 10 degrees, so the beds are absorbing a lot of heat, which in the shoulder seasons, when it can get cool, but it's warm during the day, this greenhouse stays very warm, maybe about 4 to 5 degrees warmer through the nights. And this, just to manage all the heat, we ended up with a full-length fence, because we do have full south exposure with no shade at all, and we have our barn in the back with the silver wall, so this place will heat up extremely fast. So we, from one of Jane's classes actually, we learned how much opening you need for greenhouse glass space, and so we ended up with full-length fence on the bottom and the very top up in the upper corner, which gives us a full convection flow through here, so we can keep this greenhouse fairly cool even if it's super hot from the sun shining in. And some other things that we did just to maximize the heat gain, because the heat gain is, we're beginning to learn that it's extremely important in the shoulder seasons. In the wintertime, so far it gets a little bit too cold for the technology we have, but come November or come February, we find that we can keep the greenhouse warm, and so everything you see that's sun facing is all painted black, so we're absorbing heat. And we actually did a little temperature profile. We actually measured the soil temperatures from here across to the north side, and there's about a 3 degrees temperature difference, just we assume from just absorbing all this much heat from the sun energy coming in. And the nice part about having this climate battery is when the soil is wet, it's actually absorbing as much thermal energy as almost water does, so it just radiates heat all the time. And then we have this upper growing bench here, and to support it, we basically have our black barrels that are all full of water. So again, they're absorbing a lot of energy to basically radiate heat, black body heat throughout the greenhouse when it gets cooler.
Are those half barrels?
They're buried.
Okay.
So they're full barrels that are buried a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, we also sort of developed our own greenhouse irrigation system, all made out of little PVC pipe, and I sort of had to do this because my wife keeps destroying all the other sprinkler systems that we were doing. But they're made with little snap-on pieces. We got a drill size that ended up being the exact size of this pipe, and we drilled it with a little slot on the bottom side here. Guess
not only your wife.
Not my wife. Actually, but I can do this. So.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
So that's how we developed the protectors, and I just have to replace this little.
And that, okay, is that a screw
that screws
inside?
in. Yeah,
Okay.
It screws in.
Perfect.
So.
Nice irrigation. I love that.
And we use Rainbird, so we have a Wi-Fi based controller for that. And in this greenhouse we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got about 7 zones.
Do you have moisture sensors?
We've got an independent one, but we are updating our control system over the next year, so we'll have more sensors for humidity. And as Jane mentions, have a PAR sensor and have a 3 or 4 soil temperature gauges so that we can watch the response with the climate battery and things.
John is an engineer, so this is all fun and games,
Yeah,
right?
yeah
And then what about the materials that you use to build this?
yeah, everything's got a thermal or double layer. We were very lucky. Happens that all this front glass was from an old motel, like one of these strip motels that have sliding glass doors that you drive your car up to and slide the door in and load your luggage in. So we were very lucky to get that, and so all thermal pane. And then the roof is polycarbonate, and it's pretty much indestructible, so it helps to, and we really tried to keep it sealed so there's no drafts in here, because one of our the real focus is how late in the season you can actually grow and how early in the season you can start again. So we're continually trying to optimize that.
And you have pretty good tomatoes and crops coming out of here.
Yeah, we were growing right up until the big freeze, actually.
That was just before Christmas.
Just before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you unfortunately lost a few citrus, right? It got too cold.
Yeah, we didn't listen to Jane and wrap them in the into the thermal cloths, and yeah, 4 of them survived, but the 2 that are away from the barn sort of
You can see the difference because these guys, they're absolutely beautiful. The ones that survived, so they're a bit closer to the wall. Did you have them covered with anything?
Nope. No, not.
See, even this one, it's like, this is a pink lemonade, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
And then this one here, what variety is this?
Is that the Myers?
Okay, and you
It
can
took
see
a little.
it took a bit of a hit, but look at all that new growth. It's fabulous.
Yeah, it's coming
Really
up
nice.
very quickly again.
So nice when they survive. Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you. It's really a beautiful greenhouse, and thanks,
Yeah.
John.
Well, Jane, you started it all.
Oh,
so.
well, get you out of that office of yours into growing.
Yeah. Oh, just one other little feature that we did. We actually insulated all the foundations.
Oh, that's clever.
So
yeah.
all of those, the white outside the window is, we build water treatment plants up in the Arctic, and these are 6-inch panels that were left over from one of our construction projects. So we again got used materials and put them down.
And you can keep track of your energy consumption in here. Has it got its own meter?
No, that's the
your
full house, yeah.
full system.
Yeah.
A little too big for just a little greenhouse. Anyhow, thanks, John.
Okay.